What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now then, I wanted to make this one with the intention that people who are thinking about buying a BMW will watch and consider not doing so. Now you may be thinking, well, why would you do that? You have a BMW yourself. Do you not like them? Now then, I own a BMW. Yes, I absolutely love it. I'm a massive BMW fan. Now, what I am not a fan of is people who badmouth BMW. I'm talking about the people who say, don't buy a BMW, they're unreliable, they're worthless pieces of crap, you know, they're just money pits, you're gonna end up spending more money on the car than what it's even worth. Stay away, go and buy a Honda, go and buy a Toyota. And, you know, after owning one, this is my second BMW that I've owned, that is really not true. The kind of people who say these things are people that should never have bought a BMW in the first place. In my opinion, you should not own, drive, operate a BMW if you can, one, work on the car yourself, or two, have a load of money to pay someone else to work on the car for you. Now, there's no denying that BMW parts are expensive, but generally, for the more expensive part, you get a higher quality part, a part that's going to last longer. For example, if you have a look at a 10-year BMW, there will still be a whole load of components on that car that looks like it did when it was pretty much new. I'm talking about ball joints, bushes, suspension components. They can still look and perform the same way as they did when the car was brand new, now that it's 10 years old. But you go and look at a Ford, a Vauxhall, or something like that, something, you know, a different car brand, let's say, and you show me one that's 10 years old, you know, you're gonna have suspension components that are just falling apart, bushes that are just completely worn, and you're gonna have to replace pretty much everything if you want that car to drive how it did when it was new. It's generally not the case with a BMW. You generally do get higher quality parts that will last longer. And so that's why it's important when you maintain a BMW, when you repair one, to repair them with good quality parts. Because if you don't, if you go and buy some cheap Chinese aftermarket parts, they will not last how BMW intended them to. So, for example, if you have a set of track rods, okay, track rods and track rod ends, you can go ahead and buy some Lemforder ones, which are the genuine BMW parts, and that might cost you £100, but generally you're probably going to get 10 plus years use out of them. Or you could go and buy some cheap Chinese ones, get a set for probably £30, but they might only last a year or two. And so it's always better off to buy the high quality parts because they generally will last a lot longer. Now, it's not just the parts on a BMW that cost a lot more than, say, a Ford, a Vauxhall, a Toyota. It's also the labour as well. Now, you have to look at a car like a BMW 5 Series. It has a lot of electrical systems. It has a lot of modules. It's a high-tech, luxurious car. So there is a lot more potential problems on them, say to a Ford, a Vauxhall, or a Toyota. And so, with there being more potential problems, that means that you may have to pay somebody else to fix those potential problems. So what I'm saying is, it really does help if you can work on your car yourself, or at least know someone who can work on your car for you. But don't think that you can buy a BMW, let's say a 10-year-old BMW as well, and think that you're going to have no problems with it. You're gonna have to spend absolutely no money on it. You're gonna have to do nothing to it. And then when something breaks, you're just gonna complain about how unreliable it is, how it's just a money pit, you have to keep spending money on it. But obviously if you could do these jobs yourself, you wouldn't have these massive labor costs. And the majority of problems actually only arise because you are maintaining the car poorly. When you own a car, you have to look at the common problems, the common failure points, and maintain the car as BMW intended it to be maintained. So do not buy a used BMW if you cannot work on your own car, you don't intend to learn how to work on your own car, or if you don't have the cash to pay someone else to work on your own car. Because the reality is you are going to have to spend more on parts, you are going to have to spend more on labor. We are talking about a luxury car here. Some of these cars were 40, 50,000 pound new, and if you go and buy one at 10 years old for 4 or 5,000 pound, trust me, you're gonna have to spend money on it. How much you're gonna have to spend? Well, that's gonna depend on how well you maintain the car, if you can tackle jobs yourself, or if you know someone else that can do it for you, or if you're gonna have to pay, say, a dealership to do the work for you. You're gonna end up spending a whole load of money if you have to do that. But don't buy a used BMW if you cannot afford to run and maintain it. Okay then guys, so I know this video has been somewhat of a rant, and I don't generally make videos like this, but it's just a bit annoying to see some people out there who just put BMW in a bad light. They cannot afford to maintain the car, so they just say that they're unreliable money pits and that everyone should stay away. But really, this isn't the case. You just need to do your research. You need to actually weigh up your own financial situation and make the decision for yourself. Okay then guys, so I hope this video has been somewhat helpful. I hope you will take something away from it at least. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I've got so much more BMW content on the way, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace!